Hello and welcome to 2015. This week we're in Paris and the Stade de France as Scotland prepare to play their 4th World Cup warm-up match. Last week it was victory over Italy at Murrayfield. This week can Vern Cotter and his men defeat Les Bleus in Paris. Still to come in this edition of 2015, Stuart McInally on his selection for the World Cup.
Not be trying to do anything different, but no, it's just a hugely exciting time.
Richie Vernon on the match against France.
I think it set us up in a brilliant way for our first game against Japan, is to go over there and get a result.
And we hear from centre Matt Scott. Tuesday was announcement day for the national squad as Vern Cotter picked the 31 men who will represent Scotland at this year's Rugby World Cup. That must be a very proud moment for you.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long couple of years for me, especially moving from the back row to the front row, and to have managed to do it in 2 years and now being a World Cup squad is hugely exciting.
So it is exciting, but how do you just manage to concentrate on what you have to do?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's games of rugby we're playing. Obviously, the higher pressure environment of the World Cup is there, but for me, it's just going to be about doing what I try and do well, and the basics of the set piece, and what I can bring elsewhere as well. I'll not be trying to do anything different, but no, it's just a hugely exciting time.
It's just a great feeling. We heard the other day, and you just start getting excited straight away, and this is all part of it, all part of obviously the presentation and going to the World Cup, and there's going to be a lot of things that happen before then, but yeah, this is just another sort of enjoyable moment, and hopefully something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
You've put a lot of work in to get here, Richie. It must be all, you must feel it's all been worth it. I mean, it was hard in France, it's been hard in pre-season, but it must just seem, who cares, I'm in the World Cup squad now.
Definitely, definitely. To be honest, most seasons when you get into the games, you kind of feel like all that hard work is worth it a little bit, and obviously the feeling for the World Cup is kind of the same, but multiplied by 10. You feel like we've obviously worked so hard as a squad, and we feel like we've really been put to the test in a lot of ways, mentally and physically, and obviously to come through that and get the nod from the coaching staff and to be told you're going, like you say, it kind of makes it all worthwhile.
You turn Italy over twice, you think you might get a rest, but unfortunately that's not the case. You've got France in Paris on Saturday at 9 o'clock in the evening. How much of the squad looking forward to that one?
Really looking forward to it. It's going to be another, as you say, like a really tough test. France are a great team and really difficult to play in Paris in particular. So I think we've got a lot to build on from that performance at the weekend. Obviously a great scoreline, but still lots of things that we can improve on, and we probably need to improve on to go and get that result over in France. But I think it set us up in a brilliant way for our first game against Japan, is to go over there and get a result.
It was a real mix of emotions on Sunday. You're relieved that you've made the squad, you're excited, you're proud. It's not just you that this affects, it's your family, friends. So it's been a really nice couple of days, knowing that the hard work of the last couple of months has all been worth it. You've had this great news, but I mean, there's nothing better to sharpen the mind and bring you back down to earth than an extremely tough test match. And France have picked an extremely strong team, and it'll be a great test of where we are as a team and how far we've come, and it'll be a great opportunity for us, I think, more than anything, to put out a message to give teams warning about where we are. So I'm really looking forward to it.
The game finishes on Saturday night. You've got an early flight back, I think, from Paris on the Sunday, and then I suppose the team draws a collective sigh, because you've got then a 2-week period before the first game. What do you think happens in that period? What do you do in that period? I think you want the games to come as quickly as they can.
Yeah, of course. I mean, as a squad, we've been through 4 test matches, so that's almost like an autumn series or a summer tour. So you've got to sort of give time to recover, and we'll train in those periods. We'll have a few days off, I think, just to kind of recharge, and I think guys with niggles to get those sorted out. And touch wood, there's no real serious injuries in this next game. But I mean, we'll train and we'll just prepare for Japan, and I think that's the focus after that. So I'd imagine it'll all come around pretty quickly. The World Cup, it'll fly in these next couple of weeks.
How tricky is it individually? You've got to keep achieving a level and a target. You know, it's first of all it's getting on the extended squad, it's getting in the squad, then it's getting in the team.
Yeah.
How challenging do you find that?
It's tough, and that's the nature of professional rugby. You play a game, and yeah, you know, we ran in a few tries at the weekend and put a record score in on Italy, but we've got to completely refocus now. It's like you're back at square one. You know, you've got to build for the France game. You've got to look at where we need to improve against Italy, and it's a never-ending cycle. And that's how you become better as a player. It's how you become better as a team. And Vern is, you know, out of all the coaches that I've worked with, he's one that doesn't let little details go. He won't, you know, gloss over mistakes because we've ran in 6 tries. He completely just brings us back down to earth, which I think is really what we need going into big games like this and going into a World Cup. There's no room for us to kind of think, oh, we've put a good score in on Italy. We can relax now. So.